Hi, I'm Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. This week we are going to talk about weeks 2 and 3 out of my 12-week journey. I did end up missing the recording last week because I was out of town for my birthday, so we're going to backtrack and cover the last couple of weeks in this video. Last video that I posted, we talked about adding some yoga and tweaking my diet a little bit to help with progress, and so we're going to get into a little bit of how that went and what the next steps are. So week 2, which was 2 weeks ago, the week started off pretty strong, but it was kind of a weird week for me. I ended up having 2 days that I worked out of the office, and then on Friday we were traveling to get to a cabin, so basically spent the day on the road. And that made things really hard for changing up my routine and staying on diet. During the weekend, pretty much just kind of crashed and drank too much, ate too much, had a very good time, but ultimately didn't maintain that calorie deficit, and do kind of wish that I'd been a little bit more mindful with that. Going into week 3, I was feeling a little bit down and a little bit unmotivated because I knew I hadn't stuck to my diet and was just kind of in my feelings for a couple of days, so also didn't really do very well the first couple days of week 3. At the end of the day though, I'm still in the same position. I still need to get healthier, and being sad about it isn't going to do anything to fix the problem. So finished out this last week strong. Ended up weighing in at 222.8, which was the same as the end of week 2. So ended up not losing anything from week 2 to week 3, but I didn't gain anything either. And considering the weekend and everything that I went into, I'm going to call that a win just because it could have been a lot worse. But that said, I do need to kick things up a gear because I'm not making the progress that I want to be making this far into it. So one of the big things that I'm still working on is figuring out the diet aspect. From the macronutrients, I was successful in getting my fat intake down, but the protein is still really lacking. Still averaging under 15% on the daily intake, and really want to get that into comfortably between that 15 to 20%. If I could get it up to 25%, that would be fantastic. But that's just a real struggle for me, so that's something that I need to keep working on. For this week upcoming, I have a couple of strategies for that. I have some hummus, love hummus, super high protein, low carbs, low fat, awesome snack. I got some mini peppers to dip in it, so instead of crackers or some of the other things that I usually would dip in it, gonna stick to those veggies, so keeping the calories down but getting that high protein. And then I also got some high protein snacks, some seasoned chickpeas and some edamame to also snack on instead of chips, so that way I have something that's reasonably healthy and also high in protein, so that I can get that protein up and hopefully keeping the fat and the carbs down to where they need to be. So that's that on the diet side of things. Still sticking with doing the curries and stir fries. Haven't done as much of that as I wanted to, just because I was on the road and things were kind of up in the air. So going forward, I'm stocked up and ready to go, and looking forward to enjoying some of those. From the exercise standpoint, like I said, struggled several days in between weeks 2 and 3 with being out of town and just not sticking to my routine and not working out as much as I should be. Now that I've got this week coming up, and then the next 3-4 weeks from there are going to be pretty much routine. We don't have any major plans, nothing crazy going on. So now I really do want to dig in and start doing that yoga and focusing on that core strength. Still on restriction, so can't really get into the strength training with my arms just yet. So my plan is I've got a couple of different yoga videos that I like to to do 20-30 minute routines, so I'm going to try that about 3 days a week and see how that goes. And then for the cardio side of things, I do want to ramp that up a little bit. So I'm going to shoot for either 90 minutes on the elliptical, previously it was an hour, or 6 miles of walking or doing steps, which was previously 4 miles, so now I'm going to up that to 6 miles for the 5 workout days of the week. And the purpose of that is really just trying to up that calorie deficit just a little bit with more activity so that I can catch up and hit my 210 goal for the end of the year, since I'm behind at this point, and still not overdoing it or over stressing myself so that I don't burn out right away. So that's that. We'll see how the next couple of weeks go, and hopefully we'll see some good progress. We've got the consistency starting to kick in, getting the routine, so good things coming moving forward. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about today is I do kind of want to change up the recording schedule a little bit for this. We're going to try to do every 2 weeks for these deep dives and cover 2 weeks at a time instead of just the weekly. And then on the off week, I want to go into some more deep dive discussion on specific topics. So like for next week, what I want to talk about specifically is how to get motivated, how to stay motivated, what strategies are people using, what tips, what tricks do you have that you use. Would love to get input from anybody and everybody, so please comment and share. If you'd like to send me a DM, please do that as well, and we'll talk about it next week. I'll share some of my strategies and some of the things. And then one thing too that I want to also talk about is like maintaining those routines when you have disruptions, because I know that's something that I struggle with. We have the holidays coming up. I want to keep that in mind and start kind of preparing myself for what things I can and should be doing ahead of time, so that when we're at Thanksgiving, I can have a little bit of pie, but I'm not going to completely trash my diet and crash like I did this past weekend. And the more ideas, the better. So really looking forward to that. And then we'll see how things go. Hopefully I'll be able to get out a little bit and maybe record a short or two with me and Smiles on our walks, and just kind of giving brief updates about how things are going. And then if there's any other topics or any other ideas of things that you guys would like to talk about, hear about, go more in depth, I'd love to get some ideas. Appreciate you guys sticking things out with me, and look forward to hearing from you all. Thanks again. Have a great night.